Hi, welcome to another edition of Spotlight on the Arts. I'm Jay Handelman, the arts editor and theater critic at the Herald-Tribune. I'm here with Carrie Seaman, our arts writer and dance critic, and we're going to give you a little taste of what's coming up in the next few days. It's hard to believe it's so hot outside, the summer is slow, and it's not slowing down at all.
It's slowing down a little, but
not
definitely enough. Definitely more still here than there used to be.
That's for sure. So why don't you get us started, Carrie?
We're nearing the end of the dance season, and Sarasota Contemporary Dance is having their last performance of their 10th anniversary season. It's called Revolving, Evolving, and that sort of implies the program, which is a program made up of both new work. There's a new work by the resident choreographer, Aaron Fletcher, and work from previous choreographers who have set pieces on the company before this. In particular, there's one piece that is a longer piece that makes up half of the program by a well-known Florida choreographer, Jerry Houlihan, who's been around quite a long time and is just a wonderful choreographer and person, and a longtime friend of Sarasota Contemporary Dance founder, Lemus Bolaños Wilmot. So I think it'll be a great concert. That's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, and Sunday afternoon at the Cook Theater at the Oslo.
And I'm still trying to get used to Sarasota Contemporary Dance. I still think of it as fusion, but I think a lot of people...
They don't want us to say formally
sorry.
fusion.
I didn't say that. You just mentioned the Oslo, which is the FSU Center for the Performing Arts officially, but that's also going to be the home for a new production called Hetty Feather, which is a British show based on a very popular children's book called Hetty Feather by a woman named Dame Jacqueline Wilson, who has written dozens and dozens of children's books. She's like J.K. Rowling, but for a younger set. And Hetty is a foundling, and this is in the 19th century. She was left at this hospital. They send all the babies out to the countryside to live with families so they can be healthier than living in the city. And while she's growing up, Hetty decides that her birth mother was in the circus when the circus comes to town, and she wants to run away and join the circus. So this is a family-friendly show at the Oslo. There's the American premiere, and they're hoping it's going to end up touring or going to other regional theaters, and that's running through June 26th at the Oslo.
Did they choose Sarasota because of the circus connection?
There's a little bit of that, and Bob Bartner, who's a former board member, may still be a board member of the Oslo, is a producer in London and on Broadway, is one of the investors who is hoping that this is going to take off, and saw it in London and loved it. And
sounds fun. I've never heard of her
play
work
with,
before.
No one has, and that's one of their big challenges. Is that here's a huge selling. Jacqueline Wilson is like a megastar in London, in England, but no one knows who she is here. So maybe this is the introduction.
Along musical lines, you'll remember a couple weeks ago I talked about a concert by the Florida men's chorale known as Una Voce, and I did go up to see their performance in St. Pete, and in particular their performance of a work called When We No Longer Touch, in which they also had dancers accompanying the singers. And it's a really very moving program, that piece in particular, and then some of the other fare on the program is lighter and kind of funny. And they're doing one show at the Crocker Memorial Church on Sunday at 4 o'clock. It's a free will offering, so there is no admission charge, but they're really looking for donations to help them go to a big festival called the Gala Festival in Denver in July, which is the largest gathering of same-sex choruses in the nation.
I think it's actually called Gala Festival to sort of...
Gala?
It makes
but
more
it's
sense.
Not spelled gala.
No, it's not.
Spelled gala.
But it depends how you... But some people say you're going to a gala, not a gala.
If it was spelled G-A-Y-L-A, I would pronounce it gala.
They're trying to be clever. So anyway, another kind of music, this all nicely segues into a new play opening at Florida Studio Theater called The Fabulous Lipitones, which is about a barbershop quartet in Ohio that loses one of its members, and they find someone who is quite surprising. This is a very tradition-bound group, and they find a young Sikh who is just the total outsider in this group and in this community, and how do they bring him in and create all that beautiful harmony. And they do sing a lot of barbershop music, and I'm told that when this show is done at different theaters, a lot of barbershop quartet groups show up in lobbies and start singing before and after the shows.
Really?
So, and this has been written by John Marcus, who was a head writer for The Cosby Show for many years, and Mark St. Germain, who has written a lot of plays that have been done at Florida Studio Theater. So that's going to be running through June 19th, though I wouldn't be surprised if they hold that over.
I'm always in awe of barbershop quartets because I can't even keep a tune, much less sing harmony with someone.
Yeah,
so.
these guys have to sing without any music, and you know, these are actors who are not used to doing this kind of thing, so it should be kind of fun.
That's impressive. I have no smooth segue to the next item, which is the Florida Suncoast Watercolor Society show. It's going on now at the Willow Smith Gallery at the Ringling College of Art and Design. It runs through June 10th, and it is a collection of works by some of the 250 members of that society, juried works, and there's some really beautiful things in there. So you have a week or so to go see that.
And there are two other theater things I want to mention. One, it's not my favorite show, but it's a big hit everywhere by everybody else, called Menopause the Musical, which is coming to the Manatee Performing Arts Center. I reviewed this once when it was done at the Oslo, and I got lambasted for my review. So I'm not necessarily going to be reviewing this one, but it's about the change of life, and it's a musical set with pop songs with new lyrics, all about things like night sweats and forgetting things. And
yeah, perhaps you weren't the right person to review that show.
May not have been, but anyway. So that's running June 7th to the 19th at the Manatee Performing Arts Center. And there's a special one-night concert on Monday, June 6th at the Cook Theater by the Suncoast AIDS Theater Project called Divas Do Garland. It's a bunch of area singers, some of the best, mostly female singers, but a couple of men, singing big songs by Judy Garland, and it's all a benefit for the Community AIDS Network. So that's at 8 o'clock on June 6th.
That sounds fun. Yeah. That sounds great.
So lots to choose from.
Well, you can read more about all of those in the Sunday Art section, or you can find us at ticketsarasota.com online. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next week.